Hello my friends, and how is it going? My name is Legend Ronnie and this game is Rise of Civilization. Today I'm going to continue my series of Spotlight, and the luckiest person that I'm going to talk about today is Eulji Mundeok. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. If not, you'll see his name in the background behind me up there. So that is the guy I'm actually talking about. First of all, I have to say that he has a gigantic sword. That is not even a sword. That is a samurai sword. So that is gigantic. How he can carry that around? I probably has an army of people carrying it for him. He probably doesn't even battle with it. Anyway, let's get into the business and let's talk about him and what is important about him. His skills. First of all, I have to say that I am pretty impressed about his skills. He has defense reduction by 30%. Now, if I am correct, I think the cavalry, they have the highest defense or the highest amount of defense. And this guy reduced the defense of the target. So this is kind of giving me a wonder. I think they might wanted to create this commander to be a counter for cavalry. Unfortunately, they gave him this defense skill, which kinda ruins a lot of epic commanders. A lot of epic commanders would be much greater if they don't have this defense skill. They gave him this defense skills like 5% defense bonus for the garrison. Yeah, that's it. No more about this skill. Then he has this one, which is 10% attack bonus to your infantry and defense bonus. Well, that is pretty cool. Then it has this one, which has a 10% chance to increase your own troops damage by 100% on the next turn. Well, that is quite significant, especially if you manage to use this skill. If this skill goes in while you have already decreased the defense of your target, I would say that your troops should do a significant amount of damage. Then, if you obtain his expertise, increase the attack of infantry units by another 15%. So that is quite a significant expertise. In order to upgrade his skills is not going to take you as long as you think, because he is an epic commander. Being an epic commander, you can obtain his sculptures from in-game without spending any money. First of all, there is a various of events that you can obtain his sculptures. Second of all, you get 4 sculptures each day from the daily chest. That is correct. So if you do those 100 activity points each day, you get 4 of his sculptures. Then you have the events, and then if you choose Korea as your starting civilization, you also get Eulji Mundeok. So that means you have an extra bonus, because being your starting commander for your civilization, they kind of give you some sculptures bonus on some events, helping you to upgrade one of these commanders. So that would be about his skills that I have to say. So his expertise is pretty cool. I like his expertise, attack and defense on your infantry. This is a great infantry commander and a nuker in the same time. But me personally, I'm not sure if nuking and infantry, they kinda work together. I haven't tried it. Maybe you want to try it. Now let's find some good pairs for our boy Eulji Mundeok. Obviously, since I mentioned that he is an infantry commander, unfortunately, the commanders that I would advise and the commanders that would probably be his best options that you could pair him with are not really that available into the game. And one of them is Richard I. So the best in slot for Eulji Mundeok is Richard I. Now you might be asking, why Richard I? And I'm gonna break it down to you. First of all, Richard is also an infantry commander, so it's gonna be more boost for your infantry. Second, any infantry setup, they do not rely on fast killing your enemy. they rely in surviving and sustaining the damage. In that situation, you need heal. You need heal and a bit of damage reduction or defense. And Richard I has a bit of damage reduction and has a bit of defense to your infantry, the same way Eulji has, and it's going to give you heal as well. Now you can see how my Richard it is, and this is what I advise from every legendary commander. First you maxed out his first skill, and then you can do whatever you want with the rest. But on any legendary commander you need to max out his first skill and that particular legendary will be good at something. So his best in slot for Eulji would be Richard I. Now if you are a free to play and you still want to do a full infantry setup, my best advice would be to go with Scipio if you want to do full infantry, or with Joan of Arc. But Joan of Arc should always be the second in command. And the reason why Joan of Arc is because you have this 25% damage reduction all the time, and as infantry setup you need as much defense as possible, because that's what makes the infantry setup good, by sustaining damage. And then Joan of Arc has a bit of healing. Not to mention that her first skill is going to help not just yourself but your entire allies in the area. So your entire allies. So for free to play, I would say that Scipio or Joan of Arc would be your best option for Eulji Mundeok if you want to go full infantry. As legendary ones, I said is Richard I, and the second it would be Charles Martel, but you don't have heal with Charles Martel, so that's why it's the second best as legendary. Now Eulji Mundeok is also a nuker. We've seen his first skill, so you might not want to use him as a full infantry. You might not have that high amount of infantry. His direct damage factor is pretty significant. His damage defense reduction, it looks pretty good, what it says there. His fourth skill, it makes him really good. You can pair him with other nukers as well, and mixture of troops if that is what you want, and you can use him for nuking purpose. But when you use a group for nuking purpose, bear in mind that you should not be the first one engaging in combat. If you plan to make Eulji Mundeok on the infantry path, then you should definitely be the one engaging in combat. You should be the one that is going to tank the damage. But if you want to build him as a nuker and you want to group him up with another nuker, that means your defense will be next to 0. So I would advise you not to be the one engaging in direct combat. You should let others, and then you should try to hit from a side or go in after. And you can pair him with Pelagius if you like. Pelagius is a great nuker. You can pair him with Herman for free to play nuking. You can pair him with Boudica. They will do great together as well, but that would be for nuking setup. For infantry, I already said, and if you build him as infantry, you're definitely a tank, and then you should engage in the combat. You could pair him with other legendaries for nuking purpose if that is what you wish, but the legendaries, they will do better pairs with different ones. So let's say if you have Frederick that drops in your server or in your kingdom, and you maxed out his first skill and you don't have any other option, then you can use Frederick with Eulji Mundeok. It's not going to be any problems for nuking. Frederick's first skill is pretty significant for the next 3 seconds, and with the rage recovery is going to cast it pretty often. If you want to use him with which are the nukers, well, I think that's pretty much, because Yi Seong-ji and the other ones, they have better and much better combination. So yeah, if you want to use Eulji Mundeok with Frederick, they can work for nuking purpose, but that's about it. I said at the beginning the best in slot setups, and then I gave you other variation of setups of how I would use Eulji Mundeok for. He can also do a pair with Julius Caesar if you actually want to, because Julius Caesar is a very universal commander. But I would advise that Julius Caesar should be the main commander. The reason why is because is his main skill that increase all damage by 30%. That means if Julius Caesar is going to cast first the skill, that means he's going to boost Eulji Mundeok nuking skill by another 30%. So we already know that first is the main commander, then is the second commander. So that means that Eulji will do 30% more damage with his nuking skill. So if you want to pair him with Julius Caesar should be the main commander. Alright, so that's it about the pairing. First of all, I would not put him in defense. It says here defender, but this 5% defense when he serves as a garrison does not really sway me. It's not like a lot. Any other skill that he has, they are not really that defensive. So in defense he will only boost your swordsmen, not your other troops. There are much better commanders for defense that you can use for free to play. You can use Eulji Mundeok in PvP if you want. You can use him in barbarians. Any other commander is good in barbarians. You can use him rallying the cities if that is what you want, or you don't have any other options. Like early in the games you don't have any options to use, you can use him for rallying the city or attacking any other player city. Although I would advise to avoid attacking other player city as much as possible, because that's the only way you can lose troops, when you attack other enemy cities. So basically Eulji Mundeok, you could use him mostly in PvP, my advice, and barbarians. Not many other options. As I said, in the early levels, if you actually have to rally with him or use him in attacking the city, then you have to do it. But his main focus would be only PvP. I would not use him anywhere else, only PvP or barbarians. That would be his limited options. And I also told you who he can be paired with. Alright, if there is any other question about Eulji Mundeok, or if I missed anything about him, drop a comment in the comment section below and I will be happy to answer to you. Until next time, this is your boy legend Ronnie signing out. Peace out, yo.